What's good, YouTube? What I want to talk about on this session here is experiences. And today's experiences, we're going to talk about nicest wrestlers, at least my experiences that I've had. And for these experiences, I'm going to go with the ones that I didn't go to a convention for or pay to meet this wrestler. So I'm gonna go with experiences from actually going to a show, or experiences that were non-paid. So with that being said, let's get to it. For starters, I think I'm gonna start with my experience with Mustafa Ali. I met him at BMO Harris Bank Center in Rockford, Illinois, at a WWE house show, and dude was super cool. Came over, chatted it up a little bit, took the picture. Even said, make sure you're cool with the pic. We can always take another one. He was very cool. He wasn't it didn't seem like he was in no hurry to get away and stuff like that. So I gotta say, Mustafa Ali was a pleasure to meet. So he makes the list. Another excellent experience I've had. I said I wasn't going to mention any of the ones that I actually had to pay for. However, I almost feel like I kind of got to go that route for this one, because my next one is Summer Rae. And why she makes the list, as far as wrestlers that I didn't pay to meet and ones that I did. The first time I met her, I was out at a house show, WWE, with some friends, and she was getting ready to head into the building, and people were stopping, taking pics with her. And when it came to be my turn with the pic, I got a pretty good picture with her, or so I thought. Nice little, her arm around my shoulder, my arm around her waist, kind of head on head. Nice little picture, good smile, all that. Only to find out that the person I thought was taking the picture didn't take it at all. So I was a little pissed off about that. So 3 years later, a convention happens, Starcast, in Chicago, and she's going by her real name now, of Danielle. As we pass by our table, she introduces herself, says, "I'm Danielle," and she says to me, "You look awfully familiar." I mentioned the show that I met her at in Rockford, and she goes, "That's why you look so familiar." But that was crazy that she remembered that from 3 years ago. So we ended up taking another picture. This time it was much better. I even did the Fandango pose with her, the dance pose. And because of the experience in Rockford that I told her about, where the guy didn't actually take the picture that I thought he was taking of me and Summer Rae, she let me get another one free of charge. So that was a really nice surprise there. Another really good experience I've had with a wrestler. I almost feel like I should mention this one last, but I'm going to mention it now just because of how great the experience was. But Natalya Neidhart. Cannot say enough great things about this woman. Every single time that I've been to a show, she's been out to interact with fans. Sometimes she's even pulled out her own phone and taken footage of the interaction. I think there might have been one show where she didn't really interact, but maybe she was running late or something. However, my thing with Natalya is even every time I've taken a kid with me to a show, she's interacted with them. I used to work with a child who could not speak or could not walk, and Natalya took a picture with him. She actually is holding him in the picture, and a lot of people in the crowd thought that was really sweet, and so did I. Now, every time I've met Natalya, this has been the same thing. She's come over, she's spoken, said a lot of cool things, and she always makes sure she gives you a really nice picture. She gets really close, she puts her arm around you, and just looks like she's really, grateful to be there. Those are the kind of experiences I like. Also, I took Malin to a show. I believe it was in 2022, a house show, and Malin was wearing her Liv Morgan chalkline jacket, and Natalya actually came out and filmed footage of Malin wearing the jacket and showed it to Liv Morgan, who was not a part of that show. I wake up the next morning and I get a message from my buddy Josh and says, "Your family is celebrities, bro. Your daughter is on the Instagram of Liv Morgan." And I'll be damned, he was right. And that was an awesome experience for Malin. And if you give Malin an experience like that, you give me the experience too. That was something, man. I mean, that was a excellent experience for me and especially for Malin. Something she's gonna remember for the rest of her life. So if you ever get the opportunity to meet Natalya, take it. She is an absolute sweetheart. Another great experience I've had with a wrestler, meeting a wrestler, let's see. Chris Masters. Hell of a guy. House show, Rockford, 2011. Man, I couldn't have met a nicer guy. The guy came over, shook my hand, he was super friendly. This was back when I was really built. I was still a wrestler at the time. He walks over, he goes, "You're looking swole, man." I said the same thing back to him. We took our little photo. And even after that, we had some, a nice little conversation about wrestling. I told him I was wrestling locally, stuff like that. He said best wishes, and he was like, "Man, you got the look to be here even." And I really appreciated that from him. You know what sucks is like a couple months after that, I think the dude might have got released. But, I mean, that's one of the nicest guys I've ever met at a wrestling show. Really, man. Chris Masters, man, dude, you're awesome, man. Trying to think of at least one more good experience here. I got plenty to go around, but I gotta say this one here. Victoria. Convention. Now, mind you, the first time I met Victoria at a convention in Chicago in 2010, I did pay to meet her. Victoria was probably my favorite WWE diva. Back in that Ruthless Aggression era, all that, man, she was awesome. That crazy psycho gimmick, she was attractive. She was very talented. She had an awesome finisher. I loved Victoria. I loved her. And when I saw that she was going to be at this convention in 2010, I thought, ain't no way in hell I'm going to pass this up. I knew. And I really didn't know that you had to pay for pictures and stuff then. I didn't, because I think this was probably my first convention I've been to in a long time. Which her price wasn't terrible. I believe it was like $20 or something like that. So I went ahead and paid it. But the thing is, the next year, 2011, we go again to the same convention. We pass Victoria's table. And, I go up and I show her the picture from the previous year that we took. Mind you, in that picture, she actually let me pick her up and hold her for that picture, which was already a cool experience for me, seeing as though she was my favorite. So at this convention in 2011, I, go up to her table, say hi to her, show her the picture, and she was like, "I remember that." And then she was like, "You probably want to do that again, don't you?" And I just straight up said to her, "Yeah." Didn't ask for the money, didn't do anything. So, we take the picture again. She jumps up, lets me hold her in her arms. And the thing that really made the experience this time was after we took that first picture, she didn't tell me to put her down. She looks at my friend who's taking the picture and she says, "Hey, you know what? Take another one." And then she says to me, she goes, "Am I heavy?" And I said, "No, I could do this all day long." And she gives me a hell of a picture. She gives me 2 awesome pictures. And that was the first picture I even took at that convention, so you can imagine. Say if you get a chance to meet Victoria, do it. And for now, I'm going to end this podcast there. I might make a part 2 when I come up with some more experiences. But I think I'm going to end this one right here. So these are some of my best experiences meeting pro wrestlers.
Liv Morgan, we're calling you out. Do you like Liv? Is Liv your favorite? Liv Morgan? Is she your favorite? Liv, you're her favorite. Turn around and let Liv